Goat Squad TV. So first, foremost, I was gonna kind of leave this one alone. Joell Ortiz, man, big fan. Been rocking with you since the stuff you did with China White joint you did with G Rap. Big fan of you as a lyricist. Big fan of you as an artist. But I think it's time we have an honest conversation. I heard your new song. It's called "In My Feelings." It's from your upcoming album. It's coming out. And I understand that nowadays, as you being a more grown MC, you want to appeal in different ways other than just rapping on boom bap, drums, such as like, what I'm about to say though. I'm gonna give you some tough love, man. You ain't gotta agree with it. I'm just a fan at the end of the day, I'm a hip hop culture connoisseur, former rapper, been in studios. Not saying I was great, not saying I was dope, not saying I was whack. It's really subjective at the end of the day. Um, I didn't have a long enough tenure for me to even act like I need to have my opinion become supposedly serious. But this situation, I feel you just need to hear this. It's constructive criticism. To an extent, it might come off as fanish, but I'm just gonna call it like it is. I love when you rap on Alchemist, Buck Wild, Premier, Arabmuzik, Apollo Brown production. I think those pockets fit what you do lyrically. You're too dope and lyrical to rap on the beats I'm about to talk about. In My Feelings was produced by the Heatmakers. While I'm not disrespecting the Heatmakers, by any means, they make great music for the Diplomats, aka Dipset. They were responsible for the Dipset anthem. But you are not a member of Dipset, Joel. And they don't go outside of their sound for any artist, unlike a lot of other producers of that stature. Meaning their sound, although it's New York for you, in your mind, isn't really a fit for you. And I'm speaking as a fan. If I get crucified for this, it's what it is. But I'm gonna say what I think a lot of people have been thinking for a long time. Can you please leave the Heatmakers alone for a while? You've been inside their throwaway beat, Dipset beat collection now for about 4 or 5 years now. And I'm sorry, man, your vocal tone and your lyricism doesn't fit that mold of production. That's really more restricted for Jim Jones and those type of rappers who are not great lyricists, but they're great rappers. Like when I say you're a great lyricist, you're a great MC, Joel. You have to dumb your style down to be on those beats. You know what I mean? To be on those beats, you have to dumb your stuff down because you feel you need to appeal to a certain demographic outside of the demographic you already appeal to. That shit is not working. I've heard EPs now. I've heard certain songs from your last album. Your last album was fire. Monday was dope. But there was a couple of songs that I kind of passed through, and they go the ones the Heatmakers made. The joint with Fred the God, that was dope. I thought that was dope. I thought the way the beats that they made for y'all kind of suited more Fred than it did you, but that's fine. I mean, listen, I didn't have a problem with I didn't really have a problem too much with it, but I have to be completely transparent and be honest and be real. This is too much, man. I heard within the first 10 seconds of that song you did called In My Feelings. I already predicted what the song was going to be about, and I already knew that this is what I was going to hear sound quality wise and lyrically. I moved on to the next song quick because I felt like you're a superiorly dope MC, man. You don't need to dumb your style down to be on beats that are more meant for Jim Jones. They're more meant for Cameron. They're more meant for those type of guys. You're not meant to be on those type of beats, Joell. You're more meant to be on Alchemist beats. You're more meant to be on Illmind beats. You're more meant to be on Domingo beats. You're more meant to be on Premier beats, Pete Rock beats, Large Professor beats. I could keep going on. Wow, that boom bap sound is your pocket. You can deny it all you want. Now you can even sit there and say the Heatmakers are boom bap. To an extent they are, to an extent they're not. They're more modern Dipset sound. So anything from 2003 to now, when it comes to Diplomats, that Heatmaker sound is really what made the Diplomats the Diplomats. Them and Just Blaze made the Diplomats what they are today. That said, Joell, man, I hope the rest of that album isn't filled with Heatmaker beats. You gotta give me some Apollo Brown. You gotta give me some different sounds. If I gotta go to a whole album of you killing it lyrically, but hearing these predictably sounding 808 predictable drum patterns that I hear from the Heatmakers all the time, I can't stomach that. You're too talented lyrically. I'm starting to really think you're kind of tone deaf, bro. I mean, I'm just a fan at the end of the day. You don't gotta like what I have to say. I respect you. Trust me. You're a Boricua like me. And I don't want you to take this personal. But I have to be honest, man. As a listener, as a guy that's listened to you for years, what I prefer from you and what you'll do are two different things. But I'm just telling you what I prefer. I can't invest my money in my ear to hearing the Heatmakers for a whole entire album. I don't mind one song. If that's the only song they produce on the album, cool. But if they produce in the whole album, or they have like at least 4 or 5 songs in the album, I'm gonna have to pass on this project, Joell. I need to hear you on Apollo Brown. I need to hear you on Alchemist. I need to hear you on Havoc beats. I need to hear you on traditional shit. You already went to this phase 10 years ago when you tried to do the radio hit and it didn't work. When you went solo, back to being a solo artist after Slaughterhouse, you did the House Slippers album and all that album was dope. You did the joints of B.O.B. and a couple of them other joints, and I was kind of at that time I was like, sounds too radio hit-ish. You're trying to aim for the radio. I don't want to hear that, man. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm just a fan, but I'm pretty sure people who really fuck with you remember you from that Brick album. They remember you from the Apollo Brown album, Mona Lisa album. They even remember you from Monday if you exclude the Heatmaker joints on there. They remember you from Slaughterhouse. I just want to hear the Joell Ortiz I'm used to hearing. That said, nothing personal. It's just my opinion. Salute, my fellow Boricua, Brooklyn, stand up. I got fam out there in Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn. Just want to salute, but I just need to hear a different sound, Joell. Man, you're not from Harlem, and you're not. I don't want to hear you sounding like you're a Dipset member, man. Like I want to hear some different shit now. I'm ready to hear something new from you. I wouldn't even mind if you rapped on some different beats from the new producers. I just want to hear something different, man. Give me something that I'm more able to digest. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe. Leave a like. Gold Squad TV.